Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of our own selves. Have you ever wished you could just not care? You know, you wish you could be that person who criticism, rejection, or mean comments roll right off their back. Or maybe you're just tired. Tired of pretending you're fine when you're not. Tired of trying to be strong all the time for everyone else, when really, you just want a break. You just want to stop feeling that secret ache inside that nobody else sees. By the end of this video, you will find hope and strength as we're going to explore 5 major points. Point number 4 holds an important hack by Carl Jung. Stay tuned. Don't forget, leave a like and hit the subscribe button. Thank you. First point, why things hurt so much. Well, I'm going to tell you something that might sound crazy at first. As long as you keep trying to avoid getting hurt, you'll always be in pain. It's like trying not to think about a pink elephant. The more you try, the more you see it. The more you try to build walls to protect yourself, the more you feel like a prisoner inside them. A really smart thinker named Carl Jung said that what happens to you isn't what defines you. What defines you is what you choose to do about it. So the goal isn't to become a cold, unfeeling robot. It's to understand why things hurt in the first place. We all think the pain comes from the outside. That person's comment, that person leaving, that betrayal. But here's the tough truth. Those things only have the power to hurt you because they're poking an old bruise that's already there. Think about it. If someone pokes you on the arm, it's no big deal. But if they poke you right where you have a big, tender bruise, it hurts like crazy. The poke is the same, but the pain is different because of the wound you were already carrying. That's what's happening in your life. The criticism, the rejection, it's just a poke. It only causes massive pain because it's hitting a sensitive spot inside you. An old insecurity, a past trauma, a fear that you're not good enough. You keep suffering because you're trying to control the world. You think, if I'm just nice enough, or smart enough, or successful enough, then nobody will poke me. But you can't control other people. It's an impossible job, and it's making you exhausted. So if you want to stop hurting, you have to stop trying to control the outside world and start looking at the bruises on the inside. Where do they come from? That's where the real work begins. We have to look at the part of you that's been running the show without you even realizing it. The second point is the autopilot in your head. Here's a big secret. You think you're in the driver's seat of your life, but most of the time, you're running on autopilot. Ever snap at someone and wonder, where did that come from? Or fall into the same bad relationship pattern again and think, how did I end up here again? That's your autopilot at work. Carl Jung had a name for this. He called it the unconscious. Think of it like the basement of your mind. Over the years, you've thrown all kinds of stuff down there that you didn't want to deal with. Old hurts, embarrassing memories, fears, secret desires. You locked the door and pretended it wasn't there. But just because you ignore the basement doesn't mean it's empty. That stuff is still down there, and it's affecting everything you do. It's what makes you overreact to a small comment. It's what makes you afraid to trust people. It's what makes you sabotage things when they're going well. Jung put it perfectly. Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. In other words, if you don't go down into your own basement and see what's there, you'll keep tripping over the junk you left on the stairs. You'll keep thinking, I just have bad luck, or this always always happens to me. It's not fate, it's just your unchecked baggage running the show. So, when someone's words hurt you, it's because those words just unlocked the basement door for a second, and an old monster popped its head out. The solution isn't to build a stronger door. The solution is to go down into the basement with a flashlight and make peace with whatever you find down there. You can't heal what you refuse to look at. Running from your own stuff is the most exhausting thing you can do. But what if you stopped running? What if you turned around and faced it? That's where real strength comes from. Point 3. Making peace with your messy parts. Most people think becoming strong means becoming hard, like a rock. They say, "I don't care anymore," and they shut down their feelings. But they're still hurting on the inside. They've just gotten better at hiding it. True strength isn't about being a rock. It's about being whole. It's about what Jung called integration. All that means is making peace with all the parts of yourself, the good, the bad, and the ugly. You have to accept the part of you that's insecure, the part that gets jealous, the part that's afraid. You don't have to like those parts, but you have to acknowledge they exist. You have to stop pretending they're not there. Because here's the magic trick. When you accept your own flaws, nobody can use them against you anymore. If you've already made peace with the fact that you're sometimes insecure and someone calls you insecure, what happens? It doesn't hurt as much. You can just say, "Yeah, I know. I'm working on it." The sting is gone. You've taken their power away. This journey of becoming your true, whole self is what Jung called individuation. It's about peeling off all the masks you wear to please other people. The good employee mask, the perfect parent mask, the always happy mask. Underneath all those masks is the real you. And becoming the real you isn't about being perfect. It's about being complete. A complete person has both light and shadow, strengths and weaknesses. Think of it this way. The more you run from your own darkness, the more it chases you. But if you turn around and invite it in for a cup of tea, you'll find it's not as scary as you thought. And once you've faced your own inner demons, the little monsters outside don't seem so frightening anymore. Congratulations if you made it this far. Point number 4. Your pain is a superpower. We're all taught that pain is bad, a sign of failure, something to be fixed or numbed as quickly as possible. But what if pain wasn't the enemy? What if your emotional pain, your anxiety, your anger, your sadness, is just a check engine light for your soul? It's telling you, hey, something needs your attention under the hood. Jung had a kind and wise way of seeing this. He said, "Depression is like a lady in black. If she appears, don't push her away. Invite her to sit down, offer her a coffee, and listen to what she has to say." What he meant is, stop running from your dark feelings. They aren't trying to punish you, they're trying to guide you. They want you to look at the source of the problem. But what do most of us do? We distract ourselves, we get busy, we scroll, we drink, we do anything and everything to avoid sitting down with that lady in black. But here's the thing, it hurts so much because you're fighting yourself. A part of you wants to grow, to change, to be honest. And another part, the comfortable, scared part, is desperately clinging to the way things were. The pain you feel is the friction between those two parts of you. Growth is always painful. Letting go of an old belief, cutting ties with a toxic person, realizing you were wrong. That's a mini death. It's supposed to hurt. It's the sound of an old version of you breaking apart, so a stronger, real version can emerge. The moment you stop resisting the pain and start asking, what is this pain trying to teach me? The suffering transforms from a destroyer into a teacher. It gives you a map to your own true self. Don't waste your pain. Use it. Point 5. The ultimate shield. Knowing yourself. Not many people make this whole journey. It's hard because it means you have to tear down the very things you built to feel safe. Your carefully constructed ego, the mask you wear, has to go. Jung said the process of becoming who you truly are requires you to unlearn who you think you are. And that unlearning hurts, maybe more than any rejection you've ever felt. Why? Because you realize that the person you thought was you, the one who needed external approval, the one who worked so hard to be perfect, was just a survival strategy. It was a mask, a persona that you hoped would keep you safe and loved. But surviving is not the same as living. When you start the individuation process, your mind's basement door swings wide open. All the stuff you repressed, your shame, your neediness, your secret anger, comes flooding out. It's messy, scary, and overwhelming. But here's the huge, powerful shift. You are in the room when it happens. You're no longer reacting like a puppet to the outside world. Instead, you are looking at your own inner struggles and saying, I see you. You are part of me, but you do not control me anymore. This is the moment you forge what I call your true emotional armor. It's not a cold, brittle shell. It's an unshakable core made of clarity. You've faced the fire. You know your triggers. You know your weaknesses. So, when someone outside tries to use them against you, they find no grip. They can't hurt you with a truth you've already accepted about yourself. You don't need to be loved by everyone. You don't need to win every argument. You don't need to project invincibility. You are powerful because you know who you are. And that knowledge is the only thing nobody can ever take from you. The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are. It's the radical act of taking full responsibility for every emotion you have. You stop blaming others, you stop blaming your past, and you stop blaming fate. Carl Jung's powerful last word on this is, what you resist persists. What you accept transforms. You've spent a lifetime resisting the fear of being small, the ache of loneliness, the sting of feeling unseen. And all that resistance did was wear you out. Now you know. True emotional immunity is not about being hard. It's about being crystal clear. It's not about putting on armor. It's about taking it off and finally seeing yourself clearly. When you finally understand your own patterns, your wounds, and your heart, the actions of others simply lose their power to break you. You still suffer, but you don't drown. You still feel, but you don't lose your center. And that changes everything. The world will keep trying to knock you down, but it will find no place to strike. Because you are not living on the surface anymore, buffeted by every passing wave. You have dived deep. You have found the silence, the stability, and the immense power that resides in the depths of your own soul. And from that place of radical self-acceptance, nobody will ever hurt you again. If you found this helpful, like, share, subscribe, and drop comments of your personal suggestions. Thank you for watching.